Good old timestamps. As I just kind of indirectly said there, surely Buyako Saka is in line for a new deal, people. Surely. I say this because he's made 73 appearances for Arsenal Football Club. Pardon me. He probably will make 100 appearances early next season, or if mathematically there's still enough I don't think there is actually enough games for him to quite close on that. In fact, there's about how many games left in the Prem? I don't even know, people, but there must be double figures left in the Prem, assuming you get through in the Europa. Now, I probably can't do it. He probably can't. He probably cannot get it this year. But early next season, Buyako Saka will have made 100 appearances. He'll be at some point. Buyako Saka will be aged 20 years of age and have 100 appearances under his belt. Let's be real, yeah. That is a absolute dream. Let's be real. We always talk about young players not getting opportunities, and I know Saka is one of those weird little special ones that God put his hands on and said, "You are going to be a footballer." But let's be real, you don't see that too often. There's a handful of cases widespread. On one hand, you've got to be levels. On the other hand, you've got to give credit to Buyako Saka for his talent. He's been given the opportunity, and he's not only grabbed it, I always talk about under promising and over delivering. I've got that by Saka. I was rating Saka, definitely not saying he's going to be like this, because you can't see it. I knew he's going to be a terrific player, but you can't see this sort of thing. But he never come into this thing really with the hype. Even when he was playing week in, week out for Arsenal, people were sitting there and saying this, that, and the third about Saka, which, it's crazy. And like I said, to be closing on 100 appearances for this football club, to be number 7 at 20 years of age is fantastic. Surely he's in line of signing a new deal in the next few months, because that's what we've got to do. He signed a new deal recently and he's on 30k, and I'm sure there's no rush with Arsenal and Saka. There's priorities elsewhere. But you'd surely imagine in the next year or so, at some point, he has to, because he's got 4 caps for England now. He's getting better and better every game. He's getting more and more important. That's kind of what I want to see our club do, what other clubs are doing, in that we're tying people down. You've obviously got Smith Rowe. Now, Smith Rowe is contracted until 2023, people. I just simply don't want us to let it run down. I'm sure that there's going to be talks, or I hope that we're in talks, or we're getting something going, or we're starting initial conversations, just because it sets a good precedent. He's elevated his status. Saka's gone from just becoming an academy graduate at the time to getting even better and better and better now. He's now a first team player. Now, for Buyako Saka, and he obviously knows it, people, there's going to become a period where there's adversity. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a good example, but probably not the best, because everybody loved him, and now it's just bare question marks. There's going to be a time in Saka's career where he's not getting goals, he's not getting assists. We're asking why he's playing. A footballer's career is never like that. There is tragedy and things like that. One thing I like about Saka, on that, even his poor performances, is making the difference. But everybody loves you until they look at you differently. But for me, and he's going to one day get judged on these high standards he set. But for me, we have to reward elevating in the squad. He's gone from being academy graduate to that now. I don't think hunger and all these things apply to Saka, because you can clearly see, he's been brought up right. He's got a fantastic family around him, strong Nigerian background and morals and all of those sort of things. You can tell he's motivated by the right things. And let's be real, all the byproducts, the money, the glitz and the glamour, these are things that will fall into place purely by being the guy Saka is. But I think you have to reward him. Going back to Smith Rowe as well, he's really just popped on the scene, and maybe want to see a bit more, but he's clearly elevated. He's been lame dropped by Southgate. Even if anything, we're just caring about protecting our resale value, because again, right now we're looking at it like, yeah, DG, you're tripping his contract till 2022, 2023. Let's deal with the other things. In a year or now, 18 months from now, it starts looking a bit shaky, people. Next year it looks a bit shaky. So just in terms of keeping him down and not alerting other clubs, I guess that's something. And again, he's elevated his status. He's 21 in July, as is Saka is 20 in August. He's made 23 appearances for us, I believe, Smith Rowe, and he's got 12. He's got 12, 12 in the league, 12 appearances in the league, and he's got 5 goals and 6 assists in all comps, people. So he's doing his thing. So yeah, I do think something needs to be done in that regards, people. But this is a club that's letting Balogun's contract run down, sadly, and obviously Kiddo Taylor Hart. To be fair, I'm at the stage of not caring about Balogun as much as I love him as a footballer, because I keep hearing this stuff too much now. But